Sometimes the smallest gesture in the most ordinary place becomes the key that unlocks an extraordinary destiny. The grocery store was quiet that afternoon. The hum of the coolers, the slow squeak of carts, and the faint music over the speakers gave everything a kind of sleepy calm. Lena Morris, 26, stood in line clutching her few items: instant noodles, milk, and bread. Her eyes were tired. She'd just come off a double shift at the local diner. The rain outside had drenched her sneakers, but she didn't care. All she wanted was to go home to her little apartment, curl up, and rest. The line was long. People scrolled through their phones, impatient. And then she noticed him. An old man, frail and hunched, was standing at the cashier's counter 2 spots ahead. His clothes were simple: an old brown coat, worn shoes, and a faded cap. His hands trembled as he unloaded a few cans, a loaf of bread, and a carton of milk. The cashier, a teenager with red hair and earbuds dangling, scanned everything and said flatly, "That'll be $43.90. The old man blinked, confused. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a handful of crumpled bills and coins. I think I have enough," he murmured. He began counting, his fingers shaking, his lips moving silently. After a moment, his face fell. "I'm sorry. Can you take off the eggs? Maybe the fruit too." Someone in line sighed loudly. Another whispered, "Oh, come on, hurry up." Lena's chest tightened. She could see the embarrassment in his eyes, that quiet kind of pain only someone who has gone without truly understands. The cashier frowned. "You're still short $18.25, sir." The old man nodded faintly. "Then just the milk, please." That's when Lena stepped forward. "I've got it." The cashier looked up. "You sure?" Lena nodded, pulling out her worn wallet. "Put it on my bill." The old man turned to her, startled. "No, miss, you don't have to." "It's okay," Lena said softly, smiling. "Everyone deserves a full meal." For a moment, the store went silent. Even the sighs from behind stopped. The cashier swiped Lena's card, bagged the items, and handed them over.
The old man's eyes glistened.
"Thank you, dear," he whispered. "No one's done something like that for me in a long time." "It's nothing," Lena said, handing him the bag. "Just take care of yourself, okay?" The old man hesitated, then reached into his coat pocket and pulled out something, a small old-looking coin, dull with age. He pressed it into her hand. "Please," he said. "For luck." She smiled, slipping it into her pocket. "I could use that." He gave a little nod, turned, and slowly walked out into the rain. Lena finished paying for her own groceries and headed home, the whole thing already fading from her mind. To her, it was just another act of decency, something anyone should do. But hours later, the sound of tires crunching on wet gravel would change everything. It was just past 9 p.m. when she heard it, a low rumble outside her small rented house on Elm Street. At first, she thought it was thunder. Then came the glare of headlights through her curtains. 3 black SUVs. Parked silently. Engines running. Her heart skipped. What on earth? She peeked out. Men in dark suits were stepping out. One had an earpiece. Another carried something under his jacket. Fear crawled up her spine.
Then, knock, knock, knock.
"Miss Morris," a voice called. "Please open the door. We need to speak with you." Lena froze. "Who are you?" "Ma'am, we're here on behalf of Mr. Alden. He sent us personally." Her stomach twisted. Mr. Alden? The name meant nothing to her. "I think you have the wrong person," she stammered. "No, ma'am," the man said calmly. "You helped him earlier today." She blinked. The old man at the grocery store? Her fingers trembled as she unlocked the door. The rain poured behind them, glistening in the streetlights. One of the men, tall with gray hair, stepped forward and handed her an envelope. "Mr. Alden asked us to deliver this immediately. He insisted it be done tonight." Lena slowly opened the envelope. Inside was a handwritten note, and a check. When she saw the number, her breath caught. $250,000. Her knees almost gave out. This has to be a mistake." The man shook his head. "It isn't. Mr. Alden is a very private individual. He said you showed him genuine kindness without knowing who he was. He asked that you accept this as gratitude, and as a reminder that goodness never goes unseen. Lena was speechless. But who is he? The man hesitated. You might know him better as Arthur Alden, founder of Alden International. Her eyes widened. Arthur Alden, the reclusive billionaire philanthropist. She'd read about him once. People said he rarely appeared in public. And now he'd been, in line at her grocery store, wearing old clothes. Her mind spun. The man continued, he was testing something today, Miss Morris. Testing humanity. He's been searching for someone honest to manage his new charity initiative, someone who gives without expectation. He believes that person might be you. Lena's mouth opened, but no words came out. The man handed her another envelope. Inside you'll find details about the position. If you choose to accept, a car will pick you up tomorrow morning at 9. Then, without waiting for her response, the men stepped back into the SUVs. Engines roared softly, and they drove away, leaving her standing in the rain, holding the envelope that could change her entire life. Inside, the only sound was her heartbeat, and the whisper of a truth she couldn't ignore. Sometimes the richest rewards come from moments when you think no one is watching. The next morning, the world looked different. The air was fresh, the sky a soft gold. At 9 sharp, a sleek black car stopped outside Lena's small house. A polite driver opened the door. Good morning, Miss Morris. Mr. Alden is expecting you. She climbed in, nerves fluttering. The city passed by, tall glass buildings, busy streets, and finally a long road leading to a massive estate surrounded by gardens and fountains. She'd never seen anything like it. When she stepped out, a woman in a gray suit greeted her. Miss Morris, right this way. Mr. Alden is waiting. They entered a sunlit study lined with books. By the window sat the same old man from the grocery store, only now he looked different. His posture was strong, his eyes sharp, his clothes tailored. Mr. Alden, she whispered. He smiled. Please call me Arthur. She hesitated. You were. An old man struggling with change at the store, he said, chuckling. Yes. I do that sometimes. It reminds me what the world truly looks like when people think no one important is watching. Lena swallowed. You were testing people. Arthur nodded gently. Not testing. Searching. I've spent a lifetime building wealth, Miss Morris. But lately I've realized, the real poverty is not of money, but of kindness. He stood and walked closer. Yesterday, you didn't hesitate. You didn't look for recognition. You simply helped. Lena smiled nervously. I just did what anyone should. That's exactly why I wanted to see you. He handed her a folder. Inside was a proposal, a foundation dedicated to feeding children from struggling families. Her name was already printed on the top line, Director, the Horizon Hope Foundation. Arthur said softly, I want you to run it. You'll have a full team, resources, and freedom to build something lasting. The only requirement, never lose that instinct to help. Tears welled in Lena's eyes. Why me? Because you looked past the clothes, Arthur said. You saw a person. For a long moment, neither spoke. Then Lena smiled, whispering, I won't let you down. Months passed. Under her leadership, the foundation grew, feeding thousands, supporting schools, and spreading small acts of kindness everywhere it reached. One day, a letter arrived at her desk. It was from Arthur. Dear Lena, the world doesn't need more billionaires. It needs more people like the woman in the checkout line. Never stop giving the way you did that day. Tears blurred her vision. She placed the old coin, still in her pocket, on the desk beside the letter. And for the first time in her life, Lena truly understood. Kindness doesn't ask for permission. It simply gives, and waits for the echo to return. Outside, the foundation's new sign gleamed in the sunlight. The Alden Lena Initiative, because one small act can change everything. Direct hit CTA, end of story. Speech balloon. If this story touched your heart, share it, because even the smallest kindness can return 1,000-fold. Sparkles. Remember, sometimes, the person you help might just be the one who changes your life forever.